For this math lesson, we're going to learn about equations and inequalities. Okay, we have three different signs here: less than, greater than, and equal to. Okay, so those are three signs that we're going to be using when it comes to working with equations and inequalities. Equations mean that both sides will be equal. Inequalities means that they will not be equal, and that's when you get the less than or greater than signs. So first we'll start with a real simple one that most people should just know. We're comparing 34 to 58. Well, 34 is smaller, right? So we use the less than sign. 34 is less than 58. Now a good way to remember it, and kids have been doing this for as long as I know, is that the alligator eats the bigger number. Okay, so look at the mouth of the alligator. It's going to eat the bigger number. So that's a good way to remember it. Okay, then we have some that are more third grade level. You need to know some math, or perhaps even do some math in order to figure out. Okay, 6 times 4. Hopefully after the first chapter you have that memorized, and if you do, you know that that's 24. Okay, then we have 3 times 8. Once again, hopefully you have that memorized. If not, you'll have to draw a picture or use some other strategy. Okay, pause it if you need to, and then come back and see if you get it right. But anyways, the answer to that is 24. So now we're comparing 24 to 24. They're exactly the same, so that means they're equal. Okay, over here, this one we can use common sense. You have 13 minus 9, and you have 13 times 9. Okay, now logically, which one is going to be smaller? The one where you're subtracting, right? If you're doing 13 groups of 9, that's going to be a lot. If you're doing 13 minus 9, that's a second grade basic fact, which you should know. It's only 4. A lot compared to 4, okay? So 4 is going to be less than. Is the alligator eating the bigger number? Yeah, this is going to be a big number. We don't really even have to figure it out, but we know just by using common sense that it's going to be greater than 4, okay? So those are a few examples right there. Let's do some more examples of inequalities or equations. Okay, let's do 6 plus 5 being compared to 3 times 4. Okay, 6 plus 5, that's a basic fact from first grade, right? So you should have that memorized. That's just 11. 3 times 4, most people definitely have that memorized from this year, and that's 12. Okay, so 11 is less than 12. And the alligator's eating the 12 because it's the bigger number. Okay, let's try this next one. 40 divided by 8 compared to 2 times 5. Okay, so now you can do your division with a picture. You could think backwards multiplication. That's basically memorization, right? So what do you multiply times 8 to get 40? You should know that that's 5. Okay, let's do this math over here. 2 times 5. 2 times 5, that's an easy basic fact. That's 10. Okay, 5 is less than 10, so we need the less than sign, and the alligator is eating the bigger number once again. Okay? All right, let's try another one. Let's try 3 times 4 being compared to 4 times 3. Okay? Now right away, if you've mastered your multiplication, you probably just look at that and within a second you say, they're equal. Well, how do you know that? Well, when you multiply two numbers together, you can flip-flop the factors. That's the two numbers you multiply together, and it's going to give you the same answer. So we just know that they're equal after having a whole month of practicing multiplication. They're both going to equal 12, aren't they? So right away, we know that we use the equal sign. That would be an equation. 12 equals 12. It's completely balanced. It's equal. Equation. E-Q-U-A. The first 4 letters of equal for equation. All right, let's try this one. 4 times 7, and we're going to compare that. We're comparing it to 9 times 3. Okay, 4 times 7, especially if you play football at recess or watch a lot of football, you probably already know that that's 28. Okay, 9 times 3, if you don't know it, you can use a picture, you can draw an array, you could do repeated addition, but hopefully you know it by now. That's 27. Okay, 27 is greater than, or 28 rather, is greater than 27. So we're going to eat up the greater number. That's the greater than sign. 28 is greater than 27, and the alligator eats the bigger number. So this is what we call inequalities, inequality, 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 and equations. Okay, now you can think of several others that you could do for practice, and just like anything else in math, the more you practice it, the better you will get.